In this video, we're going to show you one of the most magical places in Greece. We're going to the best sites, plus we'll show you somewhere secret. And we're showing you how to do it independently. After 2 jam-packed weeks exploring Athens, the islands, and on this ship, we headed back to Athens airport, not to fly out but to pick up our car rental. After checking it over thoroughly, we jumped on the highway heading north with a quick stop at the site of the Battle of Thermopylae and this famous scene.
This is Sparta!
We're Deb and Matt, and this is our road trip in Greece. Welcome to Meteora.
Going from the airport straight to Meteora. Really nice road, not too much traffic doing it on a Sunday. Really good introduction to driving on the wrong side of the road in Greece.
Possibly the nicest highway we've been on in a while.
Better than all ones in Australia. It's actually been a really lovely day driving. The highway is phenomenal. A lot of toll points.
A lot of toll points.
A lot of toll points.
So many tolls.
Make sure you budget for the toll points.
Especially when your card doesn't work and you need to pay cash.
So now that we're here, they're a lot bigger than they appear in the photos. So we're going to be doing a lot of stairs.
After checking into our guest house, we had an early dinner with a view before starting to explore Meteora. The road through Meteora is an easy 18-kilometre loop through the towns of Kalimbaka and Kastraki. We decided to stay in Kastraki. It was definitely quieter with better views, however we found ourselves heading into Kalimbaka for quick lunches and to get early morning breakfast nearly every day. It was so lovely being out to explore in the evening when it was relatively quiet, with a couple of exceptions.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
The place known as Sunset Rock was absolutely jammed with people, so we decided to venture a little further along and found, in our opinion, an equally great spot.
Surely these tour companies must get with this themselves.
Along the loop, you'll find different monasteries and a nunnery that you can enter, as well as multiple absolutely gorgeous viewpoints that you can stop off at. The monasteries are each closed one day of the week, and I'll link the website below so you can check out those at opening hours. It's believed the monasteries were built due to continued Ottoman incursions in the 1300s. By building on top of the pillars, monks only had to pull up rope ladders and they were safe. Over the next century or two, up to 20 more monasteries were built. Due to disrepair and damage from bombs during World War II, only 6 remain today. Matt ran around taking photos, and I was more than content to just sit here and take in the view. Honestly, it was one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in my life. We began the next morning in a similar way, waking up early and heading out before the tour buses arrived. We were able to drive the circuit, stopping to take photos again, as well as easily finding parking for the first monastery we were going to visit. It's important to note that women have to wear a long skirt and men long pants to enter. However, they do have skirts you can wear if you do forget. Each monastery costs €3 each, and if you time it right, you could find a moment of quiet between tour buses. Our first sight of the day was the oldest and largest of all the monasteries, the Holy Monastery of the Grand Meteoron. With over 300 steps to access, it's one of the busiest monasteries. If it seems familiar, it was one of the places used for inspiration for the Eyrie in Game of Thrones. One of the things we loved the most was all of the viewpoints you could get of the other monasteries. There were also some pretty cool gift shops where you could buy local products, some even made by the monks and nuns that we didn't see anywhere else in Greece. From Grand Meteoron, we decided to walk out to the hidden monastery, starting this walk from the car park. This isn't a difficult walk, as you can see by our clothes and shoes. We weren't super prepared. We did have water, downloaded Google Maps, as well as all trails. It took about 40 minutes following mountain bike trails, but we were walking fairly slowly, admiring the wildflowers and filming. And there it is. So we decided to come out this morning to the abandoned monastery. You can see it right there. We haven't gone closer yet. We were originally planning on doing it this afternoon, but after seeing how difficult the parking situation was, keep in mind it's only May, because we had parking, we decided to just come on out and come and take a look. It's a really, really nice walk, really quiet, lots of beautiful flowers. I've only seen a couple of people and a couple of hiking groups. It is pretty easy to follow. We did get lost a couple of times, but it was really easy to backtrack. I definitely recommend using all trails. Use that app because the trails are on here, but we've also just had Google Maps up and we do have service using our eSIM, so yeah, it's really not difficult. If you are looking at getting away from the people and the tour buses, this is where it's at. Fully constructed inside a large cavity of rock, this monastery is abandoned and you can only view it from the outside. If you're not confident finding your way, there are tours you can join and we'll link those below. I've also added the Google Maps link to the trailhead. We headed back into the main base town of Kalambaka to grab a quick lunch of, you guessed it, another gyros, before heading back out to the Monastery of the Holy Trinity. You can actually see more relics and artifacts inside each of the monasteries. They do ask you not to film or take photos, however you can find pictures of these online. We haven't linked any so that you can be pleasantly surprised when you are there because they are absolutely stunning. This monastery is perched on a steep pillar-like rock which rises precariously some 300 metres above the town of Kalambaka. The Holy Trinity was an active monastery until the early 1900s. It was damaged during World War II and extensively renovated in the 70s. We ended our time in Meteora with another early morning photo op before heading to the Monastery of St. Nicholas. Giving views over the surrounding towns as well as the vineyards below. This monastery is thought to have served as the first resting place for pilgrims on the way to the Holy Land. Personally, this monastery was the most interesting for me. It was actively being renovated while we were there. While they had most of the internal displays closed off to protect the artifacts, it was fascinating to see the renovation, from the hand-hewn rocks to the use of the cable car system. We've travelled to nearly 50 countries, and Meteora is honestly one of the most beautiful places we've ever been. Its stunning scenery is made even more picturesque by the seemingly impossible structures built on top. This is a magical place that everyone should experience in their life. However, I do believe your experience could differ significantly based on how you choose to visit. While I fully understand time constraints while travelling, doing a day tour from Athens would be exhausting, and I truly think you'd miss out on so much of the magic of this place. We had 2 nights here, and I still wish we could have stayed longer. In our next video, we travel to a truly underrated region of Greece and possibly one of our favourites. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. Thanks for watching.